Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventures in Snow Plowing. Okay, so I'm plowing this out, I think for the second time. The first time I only had about an inch, so that about maybe 2 inches, so that was easy. Now I've got about, I don't know, looks like it's about 5-6 inches. So yeah, for those of you watching my channel, I completed this shooting trench over the summertime. So this is my first year plowing this out. And also it's my first year using this tractor at this location. Okay, I just bought this tractor. In the past I had another tractor at a different location, and I used to snow blow this area over here. Well, not this area, but I used to snow blow around here. I hated snow blowing because the rocks and the branches from the falling trees would get caught up in the snow blower and break up the shear pins. I heard a tree crack. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a tree falling on me or something. So anyway, so I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to plow this area. So my concern is that's the end of the shooting trench over there. So I don't want to push. I don't want to come in because the entrance is over there, right? Entrance is over there. The end is over there, but I don't want to push the snowing this way. Because if I push the snow in this way, then all the snow is going to accumulate in the back. And then, I mean, it's January right now. You know, by March, you know, I'm gonna end up with all that snow in the back over there, which is obviously going to cover up the targets in the back. I don't want to cover up my targets in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm backing up into the trench and I'm pushing out this way. Now, aside from not having the snow accumulate in the back where I don't want it, the other thing that I'm accomplishing is I'm bringing the snow up here to my drainage. So my drainage is over here, on the side over here. So if I accumulate, so one of the things I'm considering is my snow melt, right? So when it warms up and the snow starts melting, where's all that water gonna go? I don't want to end up with this area over here wet for a long period of time. So if the water is supposed to end up over here, I want to try and bring the snow as close to the drainage area as possible. This way, when it starts, when it starts melting, it just goes, it basically goes straight into that drainage area. And this area over here, which I would prefer to have dry, gets dried faster, right? Let's try pushing this snow. It's a good video for people considering, getting a tractor, seeing how the bucket pushes the snow. A snow blower is probably not a great idea here because there's just too many rocks in here. Also, there's too many sharp corners, especially if it's a narrow area that I'm working in. And if I've got like a plow blade, which is wider, or a box, or like a snow pusher, the edges are going to catch on these walls over here, and it's just going to torque the entire, it's going to torque the front loader. So I don't want anything that's too wide. The bucket is probably the best option for this area. Just because there's lots of rocks in here, branches are constantly falling. And so it's probably going to be my best bet for this area. But it's my first year plowing this thing over here, so I'll see by next year if I feel differently. Okay, so nice thing about those big tires in the back, so you get the tires that are filled with liquid. So the tires are about 1,000 pounds, with the liquid that's in them, and then there's weight on the back of the tractor, so that's another 1,000 pounds. So basically, that gives the tire good traction, so I can back up over this snow. So let's get this started. Another thing worth mentioning, you notice when I backed up, I didn't try to back up all the way to the back. The reason for that is the bucket can only hold so much snow. So if I back up too far, all that ends up happening, I mean, the snow is going to compact a little bit in the bucket, but then it just ends up spilling around the sides. So it's just a waste of time. So I'd rather just back up a little bit, you know, just enough that will fill up the entire bucket. Just come forward, you know, get that out of the bucket, and then go back, you know, right. So that's one of the things I used to try to make these long runs. You end up just wasting fuel because you can only hold so much in your bucket. So I want to make a run that just fills up the bucket and is as short as possible. Looks like at some places I'm going through, as the snow piles up, I'm going through about 12 inches. Tractor's not having any problem at all going through 12 inches of snow. So I'm making a mental note to myself for like later on, trying to figure out what the limitations are going to be in here as far as how high can snow go and I can still back up over. Something else worth pointing out, you see that pole over there with the tape on it? I've got a whole line of those. That's pretty much to let me know where the boundary is, because basically there's a ditch over here, right, where the water's supposed to accumulate, and as this place gets more and more covered up, it's hard for me to know where the edge is. I don't want to end up in it, so that's one of the important things that you want to do before it starts snowing. Mark the boundaries, mark important things that you don't want to run over. And just put a ribbon around them the way I did. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any suggestions, drop some comments. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe, hit the bell button. I'll talk to you all soon.